Hi, I'm Charmaine. Welcome to the Love of Self podcast, where we delve into the emotional aspects of finding love for self. Today's topic is Black Cat. I went down an interesting rabbit hole recently about the stigma of black cats and where it originated from, and how a reputation developed over time that gave them a negative stigma of bad luck and evilness based on their appearance. And the more I thought about it, the more I began to recognize the behavior of cats. And we're speaking of black cats because they were the ones that were stigmatized in particularly. But cats in general have a unique way of living. They really don't give a damn about our stigmas that we put on them. They live their life how they see fit. They move through their life in a very unique, intense, and at the same time cautious way. They maneuver in a way that is very calculated and particular to what they want to do. And regardless of the stigma that's put on them, it doesn't touch them. It doesn't touch the way that they see life. It doesn't touch or affect their being. They just are. They're just living life. They're just moving on instinct. They're moving in the best ways that they know how for their best benefit. They pounce and glide and walk and jump graciously in the way that they feel like going. They maneuver through the world in however it suits them. And regardless of all of the negativity and evil stigmas that have been put on them, it surely hasn't seemed to affect their life. It certainly hasn't changed the way that they are. Because when you are intensely in touch with yourself, who you know you are to be, instinctually maneuvering through the world, ever so graciously, does it really matter the negativity that's put onto you? Does it really matter how different you are? How stigmatized you are? How put down you are? If we are so in tune with ourself, with our abilities, with our instincts, with our maneuvers, with our graciousness, with our love for ourselves and our life, and the way we choose to live in it, does any of that make any difference? And sure, it can. We're conscious beings. We're aware of the energy that some people can put onto us. But just because we're aware of it doesn't mean that it should gain power over who we are naturally. It doesn't mean that the knowledge of their harmful energy should overshadow the knowledge of our own grace, the knowledge of our own connection with self, and how we glide through life. Sure, everything's not going to always be positive, but we know when people just want to be negative and take away from our spirit, take away of what comes natural to us. There's a difference between criticism and negativity. There's a difference from critique and someone just being harmful because they can, because they feel they can. There's a difference between someone seeing outside from their own perspective and someone not wanting to see you for who you truly are, who want to put a negative spin on you, who want to cast you in a negative light because of their own fear that they've been unable to come to grips with. We know the difference. And the fact of the matter is, are we going to let the harmfulness take over our life? Are we going to let people's negativity cast a shadow over our natural way of being, our natural consciousness, our natural understanding, and taking it to a place that it shouldn't be in? Taking it to a stigma of not being worthy or good or just as human as anybody else is? Or are we going to take on some of the energy, some of the positive energies of the black cats of the world? Thank you for taking these few moments to listen to what I have to say. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. So, I'd like to ask you, if you decided to completely move in the way that you feel is necessary for your life, in the way that you feel benefits you best, with no harm to anyone else, what does that look like for you? What does it feel like? What place within your heart does it take you to? And what knowledge does that bring? I'd love to hear from you. Please comment or email theloveofselfpodcast@gmail.com. Please remember, I'm not a therapist. Also, my new book is out, Love Yourself, a book of poetry and spiritual writings for self-love, available now on bookbaby.com. I wish you all peace, love, and joy, always. Until next time.